Hey, um, good morning. This is Jie Zheng. Um, it's about 10:45 a.m. New York time. So this is the second time I'm using the YouTube live to talk with you. And first thing I would like to talk about this week that perspective. And perspective, you can learn the perspective from talking with different people by communicating with them. So um, my fitness coach had a cookout party last year. I only attended for a few minutes last time. No, not a few minutes, but I left like 8:30 p.m. So I did not really spend that much time there. Um, I really enjoy the moment. For me, as an immigrant family, the feeling about being surrounded by family people or friends, close friends, uh, are very important for me. I really like that because they give me a feeling of home, and that is what I always desire, and that is my anchor. Um, anyway, I missed that. Um, and I talked with him again this week and asked him, when are you going to have that um, again this year? Uh, he might not have the cookout party the for for us for the workout team, but he told me that every year he had a wine party. And so I asked him, I talked with him several times uh, because the wine alcohol triggered me because of former experience. So I said, why you want to have the wine party? So he told me it does not matter what I think. It does not bother him. He loves wine. And then the first time while we talk, I still don't quite get it. Uh, because from my experience and perspective, I experienced a horrible experience in my whole life about someone drank too much. So any people who drink the wine, the word wine, alcohol, that triggered me. And my coach understands me because we mentioned about that before. We talked about that. Uh, one day in a gym, maybe Wednesday, we talk again about this topic. And then he started talking with me about uh, he loves wine and he studies wine and he studies grape. So uh, so I understand him better, and I also understand now that he does not drink too much, and it's very safe to go to that party because every guest respect in his home. My point is, from this kind of conversation, I feel a great enjoyment because it's when we go through this kind of communication, we understand why the person think that way, why they do certain things, why they love certain things. That's really um, the part I enjoy, and um, it's all about perspective. So it's from my experience that I had that kind of understanding, and from his experience, he had that kind of understanding. But eventually, I understand him better now, and I'm really okay and with him, like about the wine party, and I'm looking forward. If he invites me next month, I will be going there. I also remember that he loves the red wine and like 2% something. I don't know about that part, but I need to look for the wine. Um, if they have the word about 2% something, maybe semi-dry. That's what he likes. So this is one topic I talk about. That is, we get the perspective from talking with different people through the conversation. It's not because I want to, at the beginning of the conversation, it was not because I want to reinforce my statement or my opinion to that person. Was from the point that I want to understand that person and why that thing means that much to him. Um, it's just about the understanding communication. Then second thing I want to talk about is my blog that I wrote maybe yesterday. Yesterday I wrote a book. It's about one of the most important questions that to pursue your dream. So the idea from this blog was from one top achiever from my company. They talk about that, and I really thought about this sentence, and I thought it makes sense. The question is, how badly do you want it? And you can actually use this sentence in many things you want to get an answer. So I really don't know what do you want in your life right now, but if this something is what you want, I want you to ask yourself, how badly do you want it? And if you don't make any progress, or you kind of back and forth, then I can tell you you don't want it that much as you thought. You like the idea, fancy car, but do you like the idea after you get a fancy car? Are you willing to pay that much cost to maintenance? Um, are you willing to take the risk that it might be lost? Anything. Then if you want to buy a house, are you willing to take care of the house? Like many people spend about 3 hours mowing in the grass, on weekend. Are you willing to do that? Different maintenance, or you want to hand it over to some people to maintain a property for you. When it comes to this online business, even it's not a full-time job for you right now, are you willing to make the time for it when you can squeeze some time in the evening? Can you not watch the television? Are you okay with that? And do the study, learn the skill, and do the reading about the company recommends or anyone recommends that is good for your personal growth. Are you willing to those things? It's just not about the title or that thing. You have to think about after you own it, and then before you get it, how much effort, time, money you want to put there. Uh, you are always going to meet a setback. You can doubt yourself. I doubt myself many times every week. I doubt myself. How am I going to make it? Since so slow. But once you come down, you have to realize how far you have come. Then you realize that it's all about the procedure, the journey that you need to experience, and you need to do that. And no one can do this for you. And so that's a really nice topic for you to think about everything, everyone you want in your life. How badly do you want it? So that's about it. I hope you get to a chance to read my blog, and I really enjoy the communication. Even right now, yeah, I have one customer right now to view, but I don't know. I just talk as if I have someone there listening to me, and I talk with you as a friend. That's the how I feel. And um, so that's the two things I want to talk about today. Um, do you want to hear more about my talking? That I can do that. Wednesday, I have a church friend. Mm, he died. Um, I visit him last week. I did not visit him because I was not by myself. I was in down moment. And then when I was in that moment, I can control myself, but my energy was low. So I did not want to bring the low energy when I visited him. But the week before last, 2 weeks before last, I visited him twice. Every week I visit him one time. And then it was still a surprise for me that he died this week. A few hours I work, but I know something's not quite right around me. And one part I'm very thankful that I visited him before he died, even if it's not the last week, the week before last. My point right here, right now is I would like you to really live every day and love the people around you, because you have no idea when will be the last time you will see that person. So that's very center of me. That's very, very center of my principle that I'm sharing right now with you, that you love, and as if there's no tomorrow. I cannot show people love every day because so many people in the life in the world. It depends on your position with me. The more close, the more I will be more open to show the loving part. My point is I do my best in the loving part. So one day when you leave or when I don't see you again, I have no regret that I would say to myself, oh, okay, you did the very best part of you by loving that person. It's just very emotional for me when people come and go in my life. I guess that is part of life, that you have to accept that. So this will be my talking of this week. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Have a fantastic weekend.